The Why.
I was coming in.
Just relax, lay back and watch a real nigga stack. Done heard they story, so now I'm finna stack the facts. Wanna pull up on a nigga, cause you see a nigga stunting. Place legit, so you don't really want nothing.
What you want to switch my car for?
The burner ain't the case, my nigga. I just need it for survival. Thinking really I should gas on you. Without that badge, you a bitch and a half.
All right. Welcome to the Urban Youth Project. This is the Urban Youth Project.
Hey.
My name is Selena Coleman. I'm your host. I have two new co-hosts today. I have
with Earth's Honey.
And I'm Sky. You guys know me. Y'all better. No, I'm just kidding.
So we just listened to a song from Cali Active, Don't Shoot. And that brings up our little topics today. We're talking about Black Lives Matter. We're talking about the community, what we need as a community. I'm going to interview Sky. Her kid's father was killed 8 months ago, yesterday, by the LA County sheriffs, and I know the effects that it had on her life. But I want to bring it to the viewers because this is going on too much. This past weekend, I think it was Friday night, a gentleman got killed in Hollywood by the police in California, Hollywood, California. And so we want to make things interesting, but also we want to bring light to what's going on in our community. We don't want the fighting to go on, and we don't want the killings to go on. We know that police are starting to be killed by the community members and vice versa. And we actually want to stop the killings on both ends. But in order to do that, we need to educate our people on two things: how to interact with the police and how the police need to interact with us, the urban youth, in across the United States. Maybe we'll get into some stuff about the Olympics also. You know, the United States is killing it with the gold medals and the medals as a whole. But basically, we're the Urban Youth Project, and we are going to discuss things going on in our communities. Would you like to say something?
Yes.
Go ahead.
We can also talk about current topics or whatever's happening live. I don't know. Whatever you guys want to talk about is fine with me.
I want to talk about how is our community going to step up? I mean, when are we going to make the non-cool topics and make them cool topics? When will our non-cool topics be the cool topics? Meaning the topics about jail, about racism, about Black Lives Matter, about our kids growing.
I know people would rather not talk about that stuff because they're living it. So they'd rather talk about the cars and the shoes,
right?
And stuff, not what's actually happening.
And they fronting on Instagram, social media, trying to be better than they really are,
and better than people who are pretending and they don't even know they're pretending. So they're out trying to outdo them pretending, and it's ridiculous.
Well, me personally, I think we need to change our community model. Everything is like, oh, let's turn up. It shouldn't be about the turn up. We need to be about the learn up. Yes. Let's learn some stuff today. Let's learn some stuff, be educated. If you're not familiar with the subject and you want to discuss it, well, get familiar with the subject.
Then turn up later.
And correct. Let you know some stuff.
I mean, I really have some money to turn up.
Exactly,
I mean, did he only bring a rack out? I mean,
yeah.
I mean, or do you not have a rack to even take out?
Exactly.
Right. So if you don't have a rack to take out, that's a hint that you shouldn't be turning up.
I mean, is your rent paid? Is your bills paid? Do your kids got shoes? I mean, come on now. So much
food, shelter.
Are you hungry?
Are you spending your full check on a pair of Jordans and being hungry at the end of the month because you didn't purchase the
Jordan? FYI, you can purchase Jordans online at Walmart.com now.
Oh gosh.
Are we really giving shout outs to Walmart?
To Walmart, yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm not shouting it out like that. I'm just saying, like, if you can purchase Jordans at Walmart, then
it's more affordable.
Are
they still
the
$100?
value? Yeah, the value is going to drop though. About basically like $90
at Walmart.
At Walmart.
Well, you know, Walmart is about making profit.
Yeah.
They don't care about the people in the community.
That's
Let's
major.
be real.
That's I don't know if that is good or bad. I don't know what to think.
Well, as a collective, I guess for the people who want to wear Jordans that can't afford to stand in line when they first come out, I think that might be a pro for them. But for the community as a whole, why are you buying $100 pair of shoes or $200 pair of shoes?
Because
Like-
that's the cool thing to do.
People want to be
Duh.
fly. They want
People wanna-
yeah, they
yeah.
want to look good. They want to, and people want to feel good too. Like if you spend a whole bunch of money on your shoes, then you look good. You feel good. That's
feel good.
the motto.
I understand that because, sometimes I'm in pain and I don't want to get up and go to work.
Mm-hmm.
So I make myself look extra cute so I can feel a little better.
Yeah.
But I'm not wearing Jordans to work, Actually,
But I am. I mean, I even got on Jordan slippers right now. I have anything against Jordan or Walmart. I have everything against niggas. I mean, my bad. I have everything against people who don't prioritize right.
That's the problem. Yeah.
I understand that, but as being a person who goes to work every day and have a good job, so they say, because I got 2 LA County paychecks, me and my husband both work for the county.
Wish I had both of those.
Sometimes I can't afford Jordans. So the people who are not in such a good place to spend money like that for a pair of shoes when you can go somewhere else and buy a different kind of pair of shoes, that don't make sense to me. But if you a Hollywood person and you making money like that, hands over fist, then enjoy your Jordans all day long. I'm not against Jordans. I'm just saying if you can't afford it, you really need to get your priorities straight and not invest in something that you can't afford. So
But you got to think of social status in the hood.
That's what I was going to say.
You have to think about social status in the hood. That's what people are on right now. And I said when we change our uncool things to being cool and our cool things to being uncool, that's when our people will understand that.
Well, I came from an era where it was okay to be spending all your money on clothes and that type of stuff. So I understand where it came from. Mm-hmm. But the reality is now that I'm in my 40s, pushing to 50, I understand that the materialistic things aren't worth lives. And so, back in the day, people was killing over these Jordans, and they're probably still doing that in some communities. And so with that said, I just believe we need to be better as a whole. And when I say a whole, I'm talking about across the United States, across the world. We just need to be better. And better is caring about everybody's life.
Yes.
And what's the consequences? And that's why I said I wanted to interview you. You have a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old son who's going to grow up without a father because of Los Angeles County sheriffs. Mm-hmm. And that hurts my heart because these are my grandbabies, and to see the pain that you went through and that you're going through. And I see the pain that my grandsons are going through because this is real and it hits real lives like ourselves, that it's a bigger issue. It's bigger than just the person next door.
But you know what I realized? People don't give a fuck.
They don't.
all.
They don't until it's
if they're
personal.
not involved in it. Yeah.
Right.
If it has nothing to do with them, they don't care.
Then they don't.
But there is a whole group of people out there that really do care.
And then I'm going to say I have not run across these people. Mm-hmm. Because, the only people that really been looking out for me and my family, me and my kids, is my intermediate family, like my brothers, my sisters, my mom, my dad. I can't look to not even my boyfriend's family or Leroy. I'm gonna say Leroy, not even Leroy's family even take the time or like, yeah, we got your kids. Lee, we got your kids. But what about the other half of the situation that was in the situation? They don't even look at it like that either. So
And I understand that because in spite of everything, you still got bills to pay. You still have a life to live. And it went from a family of 4. And even when you were at work, running the streets, if you call it, me as a parent, when you're doing things that are not work related or home related and you just out and about, well, I got that from my mom. You was running the streets. So, you had Leroy there for your boys, and my hat is off to him. In spite of, regardless of how the media made him all this bad person or tried to make him into this bad person.
And that's the craziest thing to me, because before we even go on, he was not a bad person. He was the best person that I've ever met in my whole entire life. And I can honestly say that 100% when it came to family and values and morals and getting stuff done for his family, his whole family, his brothers, his sisters, his mom. I mean, people on the street, like random people. Like when I first met Leroy, this lady was flagging down any car. She was frantic and hysterical. And when she finally got to our car, she was like, oh my gosh, my baby just had a seizure at the school. It's like 97 degrees because we live in Palmdale. And it's nothing is walking distance. So if you live in Palmdale, you already know ain't shit walking distance. But the lady is like, man, I'm trying to get to the school so I can pick up my baby. Can you give me a ride? And this fool gave her a ride. And I just barely met him. And I just thought that was the dopest thing ever because he knew she needed to get to her kids and wasn't nobody else there to help her.
Yeah, definitely. And I can relate to that because kids with health problems, you know, I had a daughter with sickle cell anemia. And sometimes we had to get to the hospital, you know what I'm saying? And without having to try and call 911.
They don't hear that.
Yeah. Without having to call 911 and actually get there, we sometimes had to call for a ride, you know. And the bus company is not going to get us there.
I'm going to turn her so she can see.
Yeah. It's not going to get us there in a fashion where my child's life wouldn't have been at risk. Mm-hmm. So definitely I understand that. And Leroy was always there for me. You know, I had a flat tire and I couldn't call nobody. I called everybody, but nobody was picking up the phone. You know what I'm saying? And he answered and I was like, I'm on the freeway and I got a flat. And he was like, oh, don't worry. I got you. I'll be there in about 15 minutes. I might have took him about 45 there to get, you know, to get to me, but he got to me and he helped me out and he helped me change the tire. But he was there for me, so I do understand that, and he's always been there. Even when I got frustrated with my kids, and you know, you guys lived in walking distance, and I would walk over there, and he would listen to me, and he would just allow me to be me and vent as a parent to him, you know, and which is weird because we were friends before he considered me a mom to him, or I considered him a son. But we got there. And, you know, our last conversation that we had together, he did say he looked to me as his mom. And I'd always viewed him as my son, but I would not feel like to tell him that because we were more friends and I would never want to disrespect him. So when he told me he looked at me as a mom, I was honored. And so, yes, he was a good person in spite of what the news people tried to portray him, you know, to be.
But, I mean, first, it's like, I don't want to, man, y'all got me on the spot.
We definitely got you on the spot because I want real.
It's media against us. I mean, it's government against us. It's everything against us. I mean, it goes all the way back because when Leroy got killed, I didn't understand why he got killed by the police. I didn't understand why they didn't follow procedure. I didn't understand what my life was about to consist of. And the seriousness of the whole situation, really. And when I look back into, you know, like, oh, okay, let's go back as far as I can go back because losing him made me look at our country, made me look at where we come from, like the Constitution and where America just came from. And off bat, the first thing I learned was this country was not made for us. This country was not made for black people.
And when you understand that, you know a lot more.
You know a whole bunch more. And then, you feel me? So I'm just like, now I'm tripping because I'm like, damn, it's like a big old setup. Y'all kill him because you scared, or you kill him because whatever the case is. Like, we just got stopped by the police like a week ago, and Dale got a ticket because I yelled out the window because I seen the police pulling over a young man, and they pulling their gun out a block away from where Leroy got killed at.
Yeah.
And they pulled us over, and I'm like, no, yeah, of course. I yelled out the window, put your gun away, because in a traffic stop, why are you pulling your weapon out? And if you have to pull your weapon out in a traffic stop because you're scared, then you should not be a police officer.
Mm-hmm. I agree, because it's about protecting and serving, not.
But who are you protecting and who are you serving? That's the question to ask and for them to answer.
I agree.
Because you are only, and then I'm speaking specifically in Palmdale because that's the area that I know. Why is 10th Street the most hottest area in the whole city? Why is the more urban, The more
community,
black
yeah.
community,
Not
fa-
even just black, low income too.
low income, yeah, but black, Mexican,
Or yeah,
and then like maybe 2 white people.
but there's poor white people out there too.
But who are they stopping? Who are they checking? I mean, you try to stop them for directions, and they give you an attitude like what? Like why? What the fuck? First off, fix your fucking attitude is how I feel because you are a customer service rep. Really?
That's what they're supposed.
You supposed to be fucking giving me my service with a smile because I'm paying for you to even be out here. But then you feel like we are your enemy or what? Because I have not seen not even one time a police or a sheriff in Palmdale get out the car and walk in the neighborhood they police. Never.
Of course not, because
You don't even know a kid and you don't know nobody's name. You don't know nothing about nobody.
But they're fearful for their lives
Why?
because of what's been going on in our world for all these years. So it's natural for a police officer to feel fearful for their life.
Definitely not. It's not natural. That is not a natural feeling. A
And
police
I
officer
don't think so.
should not feel scared for his life.
Yeah.
See? I'm
Or
about to
you
start
shouldn't
cussing.
be doing the job, right?
But
If
my
you're
thing
scared,
is, if
why
you
are
are scared,
out
you shouldn't
there
even be a
working?
police. This is not what
Yeah,
the job. I mean, what is the description? Hold
Exactly.
on.
But the reality of that is, it's
Y'all at the gate?
yes, they're at the gate. But the reality is that some are scared for their life, and I understand how you too in a younger generation feel that way, that they shouldn't. But the reality is, so many officers. First of all, every officer is not a bad officer. So it's
Wrong.
just stop.
I'm
hold
sorry.
on. Let me finish. Let me
All right.
finish.
I got a comment.
Okay,
on that.
yeah, you got a comment, but let me finish. Every officer is not a bad officer. Just like as a LA County employee, we have bad stigma because the few that make it bad make all of us look like bad workers. We're not all bad LA County employees. And that's the same for sheriffs. But since so much stuff been going on bad with the sheriffs, now you got individuals like, okay, this happened in the 80s.
But you would think-
Hold on. People got tired of the policing the way they police our community. And so what did they do? They took it there. They started kidnapping police. They started shooting at the police.
We should do that. No, I'm just kidding.
And we're coming back to that because of what's been going on in society. That's why the 5 officers were killed in wherever they were killed.
Texas? Was that Texas?
I'm not sure. I'm not
don't believe
going to quote that. But, and then again, some other officers been shot at. They weren't killed, but they've been shot at. But part of it is we as a society are tired of worrying about the police killing our people. And there's a few people who are not mentally right or that don't care. Like, okay, now we're going to do an eye for an eye. It doesn't make it right. So granted, because of your situation, you feel like all police are bad.
I feel like if one police do not speak up for the one that is bad, then you
they're
are
bad
you are a
also.
bad cop as well.
Yes.
I mean, if you see all the fuck shit, and excuse my language, that happens on your force, and y'all don't say nothing about it, and y'all go around and y'all racial profile and y'all do these things, yes, you are all bad cops. I have not seen a good cop yet.
And especially if you know all of the corruption that goes on in that facility and then you still want to join, you want to be a cop?
But not
Why?
even that. I mean, if somebody just got killed in Palmdale, our small little city, and then you guys are pulling your gun out on a traffic stop on somebody else, that is not, well, y'all didn't even learn from the mistake that happened because first off, they're saying that these officers don't get indicted or whatever the case is. You're telling them that it's okay. There was no repercussion, obviously, that happened when Lyric was killed for y'all to even feel that it is okay for you to pull your gun out on some young man at a traffic stop. That just happened a week ago.
And that's where all the
So therefore,
backlash
yeah,
is coming.
it's-
That's
it's
why
no good cops.
the
I mean-
police are getting shot because they have so many bodies. This is like they started this.
Right. Okay. But we'll go back to the Donner situation, who was a police officer who tried to do the right thing, who tried to follow the chain of command and
He was
report.
in the military, right?
He was in the
was.
military prior to being a police officer. Okay, but when he was in the police force, he tried to let them know of some bad stuff that was going on.
Okay, so we got one good cop. Shout out to Chris Donner. Shout out to Chris Donner.
But Chris Donner was killed in the situation. He took people's lives to make a point. Was those lives necessary for him to make that point? In his eyes, it was. It shouldn't have been, though. An innocent girl and her fiance got killed. She was Asian, I believe, and he was black. It shouldn't have went down that way. It did go down there.
But those were the police officers' kids, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
one of them was, but one wasn't. You know what I'm saying? The fiance of the girl who got killed was
just
one of us. You know what I'm saying? He was an innocent, and she was innocent, regardless of being a child of somebody. She was innocent, and they were innocent. So, you know, with all that said, we had a good topic. We had a good. Well, we're gonna take a break and let you watch one of our clippets that we told you we would have. All right.
It protect and serve, but you use a Smith & Wesson, flip the script and let's
Get the
your
baby.
what if my uncle was the cop and y'all start to get chipped. Put your money where your mouth is, he would get convicted. Dead man can't speak, so I'll be his politician. Middle finger to the flaws, put out jobs like laws. And the youth wouldn't fail, headed straight to the halls. Now who do we call when somebody's in trouble? Coming hours later, you should be here on the double. Better pulling up dick over bullshit. Nowhere to be found when it's on some hood shit. Politics, we should lead by the best. Always wear a vest, speak up with your chest. In the streets is a mess. Got a nigga stressed, make sure he stay blessed. Getting shot from the back, solvers warrants. Hold up, my nigga, don't shoot. R.I.P. Uncle Lee. You know we still out here, nigga. Hold up, my nigga, don't shoot. Rest in peace to Trayvon Martin, my nigga. I got you. Hold up, my nigga, don't shoot. Mike Brown, you know we gon' hold you down, my nigga. You's a soldier, bro. Hold up, my nigga, don't shoot. Hey, fuck all you pigs, my nigga. Put down the weapon, let's get down. Hold up, my nigga, don't shoot. I can't believe they really took my uncle, my nigga. Like, that shit crazy, bro.
Where's Poetess?
Okay, introduce the clip of Dallas.
All right, so I'm going to introduce you to this clip that we're about to play. It is a rally that we had for Black Lives Matter in Antelope Valley, and this is Dallas segment.
I'm Kayla. I'm Anna. And we are part of the organizers of the protest today on the boulevard.
We are here to stand in solidarity with the victims of police brutality. We're teens, so we just want our voices to be heard. We thought we could do more, so that's what we're planning on doing.
I'm here for the support of my friend, who was one of them that put them together, and yeah, to support Black Lives.
Yeah, I'm here for justice. We haven't got what we deserved over the years, so I feel that it's our time to make a statement, and I believe that this is the best ways to do it.
Racially, as a white American, I feel like it's important for us to start standing with Black Americans, African Americans everywhere, because they haven't gotten what they deserved from America as a whole.
I think this is very important for us to stand together, unified, just to show that our voices can be heard. You know, it's really frustrating feeling like there's nothing that you can do when irrational situations like this happen, and I think we're creating a solution to that here, so I'm proud to be here.
People that are entrusted with power by the system to blow people away whenever they feel like it or whenever they feel threatened. That is the nature of this system. So if we're just going to come here today and go home, then, you know, we may as well not even be here today. This is something that needs to be sustained, and this is something that needs to grow, and it's beautiful to see all these young folks out here and see that all these young folks did it. This is a reflection of not just American history, but America right now. It's not just in the streets where our people are being mistreated and beaten down and brutalized. It's going on in the prison. They two top dogs in the prison. Where they at right now? Where they headed? Jail. You dig what I'm saying? If that don't tell you something, you know, then it's a problem, because this is good, but it got to grow. Okay, so let's do that. Peace, y'all.
When nothing else could help, love lifted me. But we still gotta fight. We still gotta stand. And we still got to come position and take your position. We have to. We have no choice. And you know, I was coming up in the day in Oakland where the Black Panthers, and I was engaged in it, and they were really and truly, they were doing a work that was peaceful. They started the programs until they were infiltrated by the police. And they were doing some kids that didn't have no breakfast in the morning, they fed them. Some children that didn't have no clothes and shoes, they provided. To know your history is to know your greatness. And knowledge is power, and ignorance is bliss. And if you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for anything. And orchestrating this march to show that Black Lives Matter.
So welcome back. This is Selena Coleman with the Urban Youth Project. I hope you guys liked our little clip that we put on. That was our little reporter, Dallas Coleman.
And this is Earth's Honey again, back with you guys.
Still Sky.
I was going to say, that's a nice shirt you have on.
Thank you. This is my nonprofit organization, Power Positive. And of course, it say knowledge is power, because we can't do nothing without knowledge. And knowledge is something they can't take from you. And so, yeah, in the back it say responsibility. Respect every single person, oppose negativity, stay intelligent, believe in learning and in teaching youth and yourself.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, and I just wanted to say, I can't say all cops are bad, but I'm just going to say a lot of them are.
Definitely. But, also it comes back to saying, we got this hood method. It says, when a person gets killed and we don't speak upon it in the community, when, we got gang violence. And that's the same motto that you were saying, the police that don't speak about it, they help perpetrate the situation. Well, that's the same in the neighborhood.
Okay, well, when it comes to gangs, it just popped in my head. Of course, people tell people in the hood amongst each other who it is. That's why we have retaliation going on. Of course, you're not going to tell the police because they're already on a different side. It's like 3 gangs fighting against each other. It's like black people fighting with other black people, and then you're fighting with the system on top of everything else.
Yeah, because gangs came along to
protect the community. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
So
until they turned it against us.
Exactly.
Right, but we know that today's gang is not to protect our communities. Yeah. Today's gang is actually causing havoc in our community.
I know, but I'm saying, where did that start?
I understand where it started from, but we're here in today's age now, so we can't do the history on that when what's going on with the gangs are not positive. Perfect example. I was part of a, what do you call it? Oh my goodness, got a brain freeze. A news
panel?
Conference.
Okay.
A press conference. Excuse me. I was part of a press conference because a lady's son who wasn't part of a gang got killed by a gang in Palmdale, and she's hurt. Her son was taken from her due to this crazy violence that's out in our world. I'm looking for a word. This senseless, that's what I'm saying, this senseless violence in our community. And now she got to bury her son. She doesn't have insurance. Funerals are costly. So it comes back to the community. Now, we're doing car washes, we're doing barbecue dinners, we're doing spaghetti dinners to raise money, probably a GoFundMe, to bury her son.
Right, and I'm saying because gangs think it's cool to kill other gang members. Because before it started out as a unity thing, a community thing, a protection thing. But then where did the signals get crossed where, oh, it's I just like hate
Separate
you, I hate
and
you, so
divide,
let's just kill let's just kill each other. And I'm saying, when is someone going to unionize gangs, I guess? When you turn gangs from killing each other to killing police officers, just kidding.
But protecting your community, yeah, they need to
Basically.
get back to the
Right,
basics.
and I think-
and we see that too because we've seen people where the Bloods and the Crips are coming back together.
Because of
And it's like the
crazy
separate. It's
situations
like
that
the
go on.
separate and divide. Even with the Latinos,
Correct.
Asian, everybody's not even human anymore. Everyone's in their own little section and they're in
That's
their own
what it
little
is.
box.
No one's personal.
Even if they're fighting the same cause, they're fighting for police brutality, but they're fighting it separately.
And I agree. And that's why I stated when we was coming up here that the blacks and the browns and the white people and the Asian people, everybody that is against police brutality in our communities need to come together and be part of this conversation. We even need the good police officers to be part of this conversation.
Yes.
Because unless we all get on the same page and make our communities better, let's bring back the community programs. Let's bring back the after school programs. Let's bring back the music and the arts inside the school so the kids will know it's okay to do things
Right, but
other than
where do we go to make this happen, and then who do we get to help us make this
Well,
happen?
they took God out of the school, so maybe we need to start back with God. I think that's where you start, maybe. Because they don't have God in school, they don't have it in the
I was
Pledge of
going to say
Allegiance.
government, because when I was looking at budgets, they don't even care about the people. I mean, they making the parks look pretty, but they're not putting anything into our kids. They're not investing in our people in the community.
and that's a key thing, vesting in our communities and into the people in the community.
To the people in the community. I mean, we got
Definitely.
a lot of buildings. We got sidewalks. We got stoplights and stop signs. But what about making our kids better or making them more educated? What about learning a second language? What about...
We had second languages in my school. Shout out to Jackie Robinson Academy. we had Spanish, French, German, everything.
Well, I mean, they still have that in the schools because it's part of the curriculum to graduate high school.
To do a class. But I'm saying no one in America that's from America, I'm talking about white people, black people, the people that can't be shipped off, don't have a second language.
Oh, okay. You're talking about from the basics, from the start. They never have their own language. Yes. That's a problem.
It is in a sense, but most
Americans are obnoxious and they feel like they should speak America everywhere.
Yeah.
What is America? You mean
English.
No, because English is from Britain. I'm talking about what we call English, which is Merc.
Yeah, we definitely need our own language because that's the only thing that's different, that separates us, black people, from everyone else. Because Spanish people have their own language. Everyone, Asian,
I'm just
they
saying,
all have their own language.
We don't
have
have to create a language, but learn other languages so that we can get out and be better than our oppressors.
And I agree.
Maybe
so
we just need our own too.
I think we need a combination. I think we need to learn how to work together. I think black people need to invest in black people. And I read this on Facebook. I'm a Facebook junkie. Yes, I am. One of my friends put on there that she is a black woman and she's not an African American. She said when they start trying to give her 40 acres and a mule, or not a mule, she's just the 40 acres. She could care less about the mule. I think that's what it was. Then she'll consider herself an African American woman. But until then, she's a black person. And so,
And I just think it's crazy how our country is just so caught up on color.
Yes.
I think it's the weirdest thing ever. I mean,
It helps you to separate.
But I'm going to say, first off, when are we going to be considered American?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know, because, I grew up in a house with my two oldest brothers being white and my next two oldest brothers being black. And then it's four of us that look like me, multiracial. You know what I'm saying? And I watched racism my whole life and didn't understand it.
Like even though you have two white brothers, two black brothers, and then three mixed brothers, they're all mixed.
They are, but in society, you can't tell that. You can't tell that my mom, who was 100% Puerto Rican, gave birth to these black people.
Or these white people.
Or these white people, because what they asked her was like, did you adopt them? You know, and if you knew my mom, she acted a fool when they asked her that. She was like, no, you know.
Well, that's what I was sitting here thinking too when you said you have 2 white ones, 2 blacks.
She gave birth to
all of them. Okay,
all 8 of us.
See, then that comes with understanding, because I'm sitting here thinking the same thing too.
Yeah,
like,
no, and they weren't. And my mom might have cussed you out for even thinking that, because she was that type of person. But with that said, you know, I've never claimed my Latino heritage. But the reality is I'm part Latino. So, you know, but
the thing is, we are American before we're Latino, African, black, Chinese, green. Don't matter. We are American. We eat burgers. We eat fries, just like everybody else.
We were born in America too.
And so was my family, and so was my family's family. I mean, how long do we consider? I mean, until we consider ourselves just American. I mean, everybody. If you're born in America, obviously you're American, according to the definition of citizenship.
Yeah. Well, what did your dad put on his application?
American.
Right. You know, and he always have. You know, and it was funny because I was asking the question because, you know, I'm starting a campaign with my nonprofit organization that I am American. So I asked my 13-year-old daughter, what constitutes you as being an American? And she gave the most legitimate answer that shocked me, because she's like, well, I'm a U.S. citizen because I was born in the United States, which makes me American. Okay, I wasn't thinking that. That was the farthest thing from my mind. I wanted a more depth.
Elaborate,
yeah,
right?
You know what
but
I'm saying?
It's so basic. It's like we're born in America.
Exactly.
I couldn't even go anywhere else and be anything else. I went to Puerto Rico too, and I felt full. I was like, oh, I'm not even Puerto Rican. I look exactly like everybody there, but our culture is not the same. Even though my grandmother is Puerto Rican, I went to Puerto Rico and I was American in Puerto Rico.
Exactly. And just like when in the
So
a statement.
And if we went to Africa, we wouldn't be like, oh, African brother, African sister.
We would be the Americans.
We would be American in Africa, exactly. And I agree with you. You know, we are American if you was born in the United States. And my mom was born in America, and her mom and dad was born in America, and my dad was born in America, and his parents were born in America. And so we are American. So.
Right. We're in agreement that we're all the same.
That we're all American?
Yes.
But then, I'm not even going to say a white person, I say if somebody else walked into the room, are we African American?
No, I don't think we were ever African Americans. I don't think we ever took
think they said.
But I know that's a bullshit answer that some reverend made to make us feel comfortable with
in our skin,
like.
right?
I don't think we ever asked for that.
Yeah, I didn't.
I say I consider us my age group. I don't know about y'all because y'all more lost than us, but I considered my generation the lost generation because we didn't have no history. We weren't connected to.
And you're right, because we have less than what y'all had.
Exactly.
Actually, we have YouTube though, and they didn't have YouTube.
I'm saying sense of personal.
Right.
Like how much did you learn from your parents, or how much do you know about your family's history?
Your history and roots and stuff like that? No, 0.
Definitely. And as a community, it's hard. So
and I feel like that's what they're kind of trying to do. I mean, it's going to get more reckless because the next generation is going to know even less about theirs.
Okay. And in 2020, Harriet Tubman will be on the $5 bill, the $1 bill.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
So then that's going to change history too.
Definitely.
That's silly though. I think they're trying to do that to make it like, yeah, we do care about black people when obviously you really
we're
don't.
We're going to make them care about black people, and that's where we're coming.
You put the one lady on the dollar. I mean that.
No, I think that's going to actually be negative. That's not going to be a good look.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's take a break, watch our next little clip it, and then we'll come back and
go from there.
And the lack of understanding behind
segregation ended somehow. The sun really.
But I love the idea behind the passion, okay, and the dedication that was created. But let's get a better understanding of the motivation behind racism for a moment.
More than 75,000 Mississippians joined the White Citizens Council.
This is the Citizens Council Forum, the American viewpoint with a Southern accent.
Do you understand what it means to be feared in relation to genetic annihilation?
Yes, I do.
What is it exactly?
You fear the most out of people. Some people go around here and try to be racist and stuff, going against colors and shit, and that's not right.
Well, let me ask you a question. If you actually were in relation with someone who was a non-white, and you had a child, that child would also be a non-white, right? Yeah. Okay. Now, if I had a child in relations with someone who was a non-black, then that child would still be black. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay. So the fear behind genetic annihilation is if we all love each other, then the less resistant or the least resistant race would end up becoming extinct. That is the fear of genetic annihilation. If we all relate to each other, if you got with this young black woman and this young white woman got with this young black man, then the genetics behind the least resistant race will become extinct.
Yeah, when people discriminate against other people for dating non-their race.
Exactly, and that is the motivation behind that.
Speaker and the Attorney General. In addition, there would be 2 members of the Senate appointed by the Lieutenant Governor, 3 members of the
House I believe it's an ingrained problem in America.
Okay.
A lot of people have been saying blacks shouldn't take it so hard. That it's just, I heard a guy last night say 99.9% of the police are fine. And it's not a social injustice issue. But that's a complete lie. I was raised in the South with the colored only and the white only. And it's ingrained in the country. Since slavery, we fought a war in this country over race. And it's still here. It's ingrained. And it's coming out in the police action against those two were just so egregious as to be absurd.
Yeah.
So you can't tell me every time someone gets shot that's a bad policeman. No, that's an ingrained thing.
Yeah,
in the
it
police.
comes out.
And it's got to be stirred up and taken out.
They're like more than like.
I love the police. Look, I can't live in this neighborhood without the police. The police in our church, they protect us.
Right.
But if there's racial hatred,
racism is racism.
There a cop with a gun. That one guy reached back and pulled out his gun intently.
The history, the oppression, the history, the love, the pain, everything. The history of a black man, American black man.
So you're saying once they understand that, then they'll understand who they are? Or?
Who they are and how far we gotta go.
And they understand
how beautiful a human being they are. Right. As a black man, we're beautiful. Yep. Unstoppable. Yep. I'm saying that's why the oppression is there, because you're very unique. Yep. You're the best thing ever coming. Absolutely. But you know what I'm saying? We have to understand where we come from so we can go far. Yep. You know what I'm saying? We are African descent. Yeah. Our DNA, no matter what, is the strongest DNA in the world.
Right.
No matter what you think, mixed tribes and all.
So what's gonna happen?
Still gonna have that black
DNA.
Okay. I'm sure you've been paying attention to the news lately and what's been going on.
You know what? I have, but I don't really spend too much time with it.
Right. Okay. And why is that?
Because it's full of shit. Excuse my language.
No, express that.
Yeah.
How
it's
so?
full of shit. How so? Mm-hmm. Just the stuff how they. I mean, I'm cool with Snoop and Gang, woo woo woo, yeah, all right. Mm-hmm. But why y'all didn't do that shit long time ago?
Right.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Why is it taking place now?
Yeah, why is it taking place now?
Right.
Well, if they would have started that shit a long time ago or kept it going back when in the 60s,
right,
and kept it going, we wouldn't be at this situation where we at now.
He still wants. All right. Thank you, guys. That was us with the Urban Youth Project. Thanks for watching the show. We got food for thought out there. Go ahead and call in next week. See you same time, same place. 323-293-3375, MorrisMediaLive.com. Should I still be talking, or are we good?
Just relax, lay back and watch a real nigga stack. Done heard they story, so now I'm finna stack the facts. Wanna pull up on a nigga, cause you see a nigga stunting. Place legit, so you don't really want nothing. What you wanna search my car for? The burner ain't the case, my nigga. I just need it for survival, thinking really I should gas on you. Without that badge, you a bitch and a half. You take it off and I smash, but my business, so I'm trying to get it. 95